Russell of Hotels going live just for a couple minutes. You guys know how I do it. Today's a daily check-in with Russell of Hotels. You know I do the daily check-in Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So today is Wednesday or Hump Day. So I hope you guys are doing well. This one won't take long, right? It's gonna be a real quick one. Did you guys check out yesterday's on air with Russell of Hotels yesterday? Okay, that came on yesterday. So if you haven't checked it out, the replay is still there. So go back and check it out. Always some good information, some good important information for the meeting planning or meeting professional community, the destination community, as well as the hotel community. There's always some good stuff out there. So make sure you guys go back and check it out. I never delete anything, and my main platforms are Instagram and YouTube. I mean, I'm sorry, not Instagram and YouTube and LinkedIn. Excuse me. So LinkedIn, YouTube. So if you're on any one of those platforms, and including Facebook, those are probably the three main ones. I mean, although I am on Instagram as well. In fact, let me click over here to make sure I am live on Instagram. Yes, I am. I see Craig over there. What's going on, Craig? And I see I don't even know what this is. Jag Jules 13. I appreciate you coming on, and hopefully I said that right. So aloha to you, Craig. Thank you so much for joining this. It's gonna be, well, I always say it's gonna be brief, right? But it's as brief as you guys want it to be. Meaning, if someone is communicating, they're chatting it up, they're asking me questions, they're making comments. We welcome all the comments, right? We welcome all the engagement. So I'll be on this damn thing as long as you guys need me to be on it. Okay. So there you go. But anyway, so I am live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Facebook, and well, it says TikTok, but I really don't know if I am on TikTok or not. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm on TikTok, but am I live on TikTok at the moment? I really don't know because I never really even looked over there. It came up as an option. I just clicked it. I'm like, well, okay, let's do TikTok. Click. So, hopefully we are. But if not, that's okay. I'm on like 5 platforms anyway. So that is fine. You know what the biggest thing was for me today before I did this live, right? What hat am I going to wear? You know what I mean? Because I was going to wear a hat. I was going to rock a hat today, right? And I'm like, well, which one goes better with what I'm wearing with the shirt, right? So the hat has a little blue in it, and the shirt has a little blue in it, right? See down there? So I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll wear the blue one because the other one was a black one or this one. And I said, well, the blue, kind of draws from the hat and the shirt. So I'm like, I'll just go with the blue one. So there you go. Those are the issues I have, right? Those are challenges that I have. Oh man. And you guys know it's kind of warm in LA. Well, this is the thing. It's not that it's warm, it's humid. It's like 60% humidity. And that's not normal, okay, for LA. Okay. It's not normal at all that we have humidity at all. So I was just checking just before. I'm like, how hot is it? And it's like it's in the 80s, right? Like I think downtown, I think they take the temperature or downtown LA, right? I live kind of towards the beach, if you will, towards the ocean, a little bit closer to the ocean. So we get that breeze, right? But earlier I did my little walk, which I do every day. I get my 10,000 steps in, okay? And it was quite warm, right? And it was quite humid. So if it was like 80 degrees, it felt like it was like 90, okay? And I'm like, wow, this is something else. Cause I'm like drenched when I come back from my little walk, right? Meaning I'm perspiring just profusely, you know what I mean? So I looked at the temperature, right? So I'm like, what's the temperature today? And I just checked it just a couple minutes ago. It was like 82 degrees in LA. Okay. So I'm like, but 60% humidity. So okay, that's about right. So it feels like it's like in the 90s. Okay, all right, okay, I got it. Then I said, you know what? Let me check the hometown and see how hot is it today. The hometown is Blythe, California. So shout out to everybody that's in Beat Town. So shout out to everybody there. And then it was 107. Okay. I don't know what the high was going to be, but currently it was 107. But I looked at yesterday's forecast and it says it's going to be 114. And they don't have any humidity. Just imagine if you had 60% humidity there. People will be they'll be done. People be passing out. People be checking out. So I'm like, wow, this is crazy. So, but anyway, we deal with it how we have to deal with it. Our house does not have air conditioning. Okay, it does not have central air, and it's really not needed. I mean, this is like I said, rare for it to be this kind of warm, and it's rare to have humidity anyway. So I would say we probably get a couple weeks in the summer that's kind of warm where you need to at least turn on a fan, right? But never enough where you need central AC, right? It's not Blythe, okay? It's not Palm Springs, not all that. I mean, you would die if you don't have it there, okay? But here, you'll survive because come 4 o'clock, and it's almost 4 o'clock now, I'm gonna get that ocean breeze, okay? Because I'm literally 4 miles from the water. You know what I mean? If I walk straight, if I could walk straight, I would, probably about 4 miles to the water. So it's not that bad, not that far. So we do get that ocean breeze, right? Come 4 o'clock, 4:30, somewhere around there. So it's always gonna cool off. So regardless how hot it is during the day, come 4 o'clock, it's gonna cool off. So there you go. That's my story, right? And I'm sticking to it. So let me check over here. No TikTok for me. Okay, no, I got you. Blue looks great. Thank you so much. I see. Craig always tell me. But Russell, it's a dry heat. Why the hell would you say? Yes, it's a dry heat. Blythe is a dry heat. You're definitely right about that. Blythe is a dry heat, but yeah, it gets hot out there. I just remember I was out there not what a couple weeks ago. I was out there a couple weeks ago, and I try to purposely don't go in the summer. I always would tell my parents, like, don't expect me to see you. Don't expect me to come here and visit, during the summer, right? And I tried not to, right? But the last time I was in Black, normally when I go and it's in the summer, it's for a funeral, and that's unfortunate. It's always unfortunate that people die in the summer. Yeah, and I have to be there, right? And it was unfortunate a couple weeks ago. That's why I went to Blythe, right? So, but yeah, so that's the only exception. If it's family, friends, close people, yeah, I'm gonna go in the summer. I don't like it because I don't like the heat. That's why I live here, right? But sometimes you have to do what you got to do, right? So take one for the family. I'm always gonna take one for the family. So there you go. So anyway, once again, this is a daily check-in with Russell of Hotels. That was kind of a monologue thing. I always want to, you just can't jump into what you're going to talk about. You got kind of have a little, talk about something, maybe something don't even make sense, but that's okay. That's okay. But I always have a topic. But before I get to the topic, I'm always going to showcase or highlight a hotel, right? So in today's no exception, right? I'm always going to highlight something. So let me see. Let me check out the comments. Nothing better than a late afternoon ocean breeze. You know what I mean, Craig, because you live on the ocean. You live near the beach yourself. Okay, so I know you appreciate that it's not going to get the weather or the temperature is not going to get overly hot because I got this ocean breeze right here. I know it's going to kick in, so I'm not even worrying about all that. Okay, so when we're wearing shorts and everything, Craig is there wearing long sleeves and stuff like that because it's just too cold because they got that ocean breeze over there. But anyway. Oh man. So okay. So once again, I showed this hotel yesterday, but that's okay. I can show it again. And this is the Aloft by Marriott. So I want to show people the range that I have, right? I don't always have to stay in full service hotels or the 4 and 5 diamond hotels. I'm Russell of Hotels. So I have to do all of them. Well, I try to do all of them, right? Motel sixes, I've never done before. Okay. I've never done a Motel 6, never. But I do spread it around through like select service, some economy. I've done Fairfield Inn. I do Fairfield Inn big time, right? So I do Hilton, like Hilton Garden Inns, things like that. So yeah. But I want to show the range of hotels. I don't want one hotel to be slighted, like, oh, Russell doesn't do the Aloft. So no, yeah, I sure do, and I've stayed here, right? So I stayed here. In fact, I have a group that's this hotel would be ideal for because it's like a college tour group. It's a group of like 50 kids. They're touring colleges starting in New Orleans. They're going through Alabama, and they're going to end up in Atlanta area or Georgia area, right? So yeah, and there's several colleges in between that they're going to check out, and select service hotels will be perfect for this group because they don't need any meeting space. They don't need anything but bells and whistles. They just need a place to lay their head. Okay, that's clean, that's in a safe area for the most part, and we're gonna make it happen, right? So Aloft, and I happened to be in New Orleans last year, and I stayed at two hotels, but this is one of the ones I stayed in, and I liked it. Right, I think it was the first, maybe second time I actually stayed in an Aloft. Now, Aloft used to be part of Starwood before Marriott bought it, because some people were like, I never heard of Aloft. Yeah, it used to be part of the Starwood brand before Marriott bought everything. Okay, so of course they bought everything that it was associated with Starwood, and Aloft was one of those brands. So yeah, so Marriott has like 31, 32 brands, just for people that are keeping score. So there you go. So this is the hotel I'm going to show you today. So 188 rooms, and it's located downtown New Orleans. Okay, downtown, not too far from the French Quarter. 188 guest rooms, 3,500 square feet of meeting space. Can't beat that. I see a chat or a comment here in the chat. Let's see, who is this? I see Sherry Hatchett just left Carlsbad. Beautiful day there. Oh, wonderful. We stayed at the Aloft last summer in Oklahoma City, Bricktown. Okay, thank you for chiming in on that, Miss Sherry Hatchett. See, every now and then, family will come in with some good stuff. Okay, they don't just ridicule you; they'll come in with some good stuff. So thank you, Sherry Hatchett. She happens to be a cousin of mine. In fact, I hopefully, or I think I will see her on Friday, because we have a family reunion on Friday that's taking place at the Pacific Palms Resort and Golf in the City of Industry, right? So we're having a family reunion there. So yeah, it's going to be a good time. The hotel did a great job of, you know, well, getting us to sign there, okay, or getting me to sign there, okay. So yeah, so it's going to be good. So that's this weekend, right? It starts on Friday, so it goes Friday and Saturday, and then basically check out probably by noon or whatever checkout time is on Sunday. So yeah, so thank you so much, Sherry. Appreciate that. She stayed at the Aloft, and so she knows what an Aloft is. So she must be a Marriott person. Okay, so because most people, they got to be Marriott people to stay there, because most people don't know what an Aloft is, right? But if when it pops up on, you type in, Marriott.com, and you go to the city that you're going to, it's gonna name all the brands that are under Marriott that are in that area, right? So she probably typed in Oklahoma City, and it came down to boom, Bricktown Aloft, and she was like, I'm staying there, right? The cost was maybe right, and then so she said, I'm gonna stay there. So there you go. So thank you, Sherry. See, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So okay, so let me put this comment up there as well. See, this is what happens. So if you make comments, your comments get put on the screen. I put you on blast, and this is a good thing. Being on blast on my show is a good thing, because the whole world gets to see it. And people like, the whole world. Yeah, we got people all over the place to come on here. I say Marsha. She's over there on Instagram as well. Thank you so much for joining. Let's see, anybody else? Yeah, so thank you, Marsha, for coming on. Marsha will be there at the reunion. She got the t-shirts, and um what is she's responsible for the t-shirts, and not just the t-shirt, the design of the t-shirts. She has to go through and find a vendor to make them and all that stuff. So that's Marsha's role. And also she gets what, the photographer and all that stuff. So everybody within the reunion, okay, there's a reunion committee. I don't know why I stopped to say all this, but there's a reunion committee. So everybody has their responsibility. And the important thing is, and we've always done this, right? And shout out to Joyce Mack, who was a cousin and the lead. She's the lead cousin. Okay. So she's the lead committee member. She's the El Jefa. Okay. So she keeps everybody in line, although, try to keep me in line. But anyway, yeah, for the most part, she keeps everyone in line. So I remember her saying that, stay in your lane, right? Everybody has their role, right? So she overall is in charge of finances, right? Getting the money, all that kind of stuff, right? So ain't nobody trying to say, well, I'm gonna do finance, or let me no, that's Joyce's role. Okay. Get in the hotel. I mean, yeah, people will say whatever they want to say about the hotels, but at the end of the day, it comes down to me. I'm the one that has to present these hotels to you. T-shirts and getting prices and all that. That's Marsha's thing, right? Okay. Ain't nobody I'm not trying to do the t-shirts. So it's important that if you do family reunions, and I hear family reunions go south all the time, meaning not south as in they go to the south to meet. No, they go south, meaning it ain't a good thing. They have a lot of disagreements, okay? Because everybody is in everybody else's business, okay? They're trying to do everything, instead of just saying, hey, oh, this is my focus. I'm going to worry about this. We got one cousin that we do bowling on Friday night. That's um damn damn what's her name? What's her name? Terry, not Terry. Terry Joy. That's Joy. That's Joy's department, right? Joy takes care of the bowling place. Whatever the bowling alley is, she finds that, gets the prices, all that stuff. The money goes to her. She tells how much it is per person. Boom, that's Joy. Ain't nobody trying to do that. I'm not trying to do all this bowling stuff. I got my own role. And then we do a barbecue, we do burgers and dogs and whatever on Saturday morning. And I got to be one of those people too, right? I'm the head cook. Okay. I'm the head chef. Okay. So I'm the one, and I have to find people to help me with that. So I do that as well. Right. So everybody has their own role. And it's important that you stick to that role, stay to that, be the best that you can be at that. Okay. Don't be trying to do other crap. All right. Just stick to it. So I just had to say that. Woo, that was a good one, right? Aloha, Russell. Heading to the beach with my it must be a tough day, Craig. Tough day at the office, going to the beach with the dog. Huh? Okay. Have a good time. I appreciate you popping on. Thank you so much. So I just wanted to say that. And then Sherry says, yes, I am. Oh, she's going to be there at the reunion. Okay, Sherry. Well, I look forward to seeing you, Hatchet. Okay, we look forward to seeing you. So anyway, okay. Enough of that. Let me get back to where I was. Now, see, I didn't forget where I was now. Where was I? So, okay, once again, this is the Aloft. The Aloft by Marriott in New Orleans, down the street from the French Quarter. So once again, 188 guest rooms, 3,500 square feet of meeting space. If you need the meeting space there, it's one of the beds. In fact, it's my bed. You can see my luggage over there. So if you don't believe I'm staying here, that's my luggage right there on the right side. So very nice, comfortable. But I mentioned this yesterday. It's a minimalist hotel. So meaning there's not a lot of bells and whistles there. Okay. Although they have a pretty good sized lobby. There's a pool table there. There's a bar in there. There's a place that they had served breakfast in the morning. Like I said, it's a no frills kind of thing. And the price basically, is indicative of that. So you don't get a lot of bells and whistles. There's no, they don't have bellman service. They don't have anything like that, but you don't need it, right? So, in fact, I would prefer, because you're kind of in and out. You don't have to worry about, wait, where's the valet? I'll go get my own damn car, right? So I'm one of those people that if it's up to me, I'm gonna stay at a select service hotel like an Aloft, okay? But a lot of times I go to places and someone else is paying the dime. So wherever they want to put me, I'm okay with that too. so if it's coming out of my dime, then hey, I'm gonna do like an Aloft or Spring Hill Suites or Hilton Garden Inn, something to that effect, okay? Because they're in and out. Normally they have free parking and stuff like that. So I'm in and out. So this is the golf. This is the pool table that I mentioned. This is the bar. You see a lot of windows too. A lot of natural lighting coming through, which I love as well. The breakfast kind of area, or where you can get food and have a refrigerator right there, microwave, all that stuff. And then they had this little podcast place. You see the backdrop that says live right there? It's like a little podcast backdrop. So, I took advantage of that. I'm like, well, shoot, let me do my little show from here. Since they already have the setup. So I set up, I got me a little table, put my laptop on there, and I was just me by myself, but I was, podcasting there. So some of these hotels are set up where they want you to do things like that. They want you to go live at their hotel, right? And what's the backdrop? The backdrop says Aloft. So why wouldn't you want to do that? So hotels, take heed of that, right? You have space that ain't nobody using. I mean, all they did was got a, what do you call it? Step and repeat, had that made, put it up somewhere in a corner, and you put some chairs or maybe a table in front of it. People will gravitate to it because there's a lot of people that do this, that do podcasting. If they have their own equipment, they'll bring it with them. If they have lighting, they'll bring that with you, or they'll request it. And I mean, that could be another money source. Who knows, right? I just took advantage of it. No one said I had to pay, so I just went there and just kind of act like it was my own and went from there. So there you go. There you go. But yeah, I love that hotel. In fact, if I go back to New Orleans, that's where I'm gonna stay. Okay. So anyway, okay. What's the topic for today? And this is going to be real quick. I said that a while ago, and I'm already 20 minutes into this. Let's see. Every associate is in sales. Okay. So I use the word associate instead of employee because, employee, well, that sounds so dry, but associate sounds like, they belong here. They work here. Well, they're part of the family. They're an associate of ours. Okay. That's why I use associate instead of an employee. Employee's kind of dry. Oh, they're an employee. All right. That's just an employee. No, they're an associate. We love associates. We love our associates. Okay. So, oh man, sometimes I just tickle myself. But anyway, all right. So let's get into it. Every associate is in sales, whether they know it or not. Okay. So what does that mean, Russell? Okay, I got a little something to read to you, and we'll go from there. So let me just. I got it on my phone today. I got it on my phone. When people hear the word sales, they immediately think of sales, of the sales manager or the director of sales. But here's the reality: every associate in a hotel is in sales. Every associate in a hotel, they're all in sales, right? They may not know it. Why? Because every interaction either builds confidence in your hotel or chips away at it. Either it's going to be good or it's going to be bad. Okay. A meeting planner may sign the contract with the sales team, but it's the entire hotel that earns the repeat business. And that's something that we tend to forget. Me as a salesperson, I'm fighting to get this piece of business, right? I want him to sign this contract. I'm doing everything I can to get him to sign this contract. Okay, they signed the contract. Now it's up to everybody else. So once I have that contract signed, my hands are off. I'm done, right? Now, basically, I'm looking for that next piece of business. Of course, I want repeat business, but the repeat business won't come until after that group that I just signed, right, or had signed that contract comes back or interested in coming back, which means this contract that they just signed, we have to do a good job when the group actually comes. Okay. But when I say we, I mean the associates. I don't mean me because I'm not the one servicing it. Okay. It's the associates at the front desk, at the bellman, the valet, the restaurant, the pool, the spa, whatever you have, housekeeping, all of them, engineering, all of them play a role in getting that repeat business. I have nothing to do with that at that point. It's them, right? It's them. They have to do it, right? So it's us against them. No, it's not. I'm joking. It's not us against them. But they have to know their roles, right? They have to know that they how they function, how they move about the hotel, how they do their work, how they do their job. If they're smiling, if they have bad days, people see that stuff, right? Groups see that stuff, and they talk amongst themselves, right? But if they're friendly and they're outgoing and they're helping, that helps us, meaning the hotel, get that business again the next year and the year after. I mean, there's groups that come to hotels all the time, and the reason why is because the associates treat them like family. Like, oh, we're coming back here because they treated us like family. It's like being at home. They wanted, I needed turn down service and they didn't have a problem with doing it. Or I needed extra towels and they don't have a problem with doing that or giving it to me. And, Martha in housekeeping, she always, does this and gives me an extra piece of chocolate, whatever the heck it is, right? But it's the associates that bring people back. It's not sales, right? But one thing that sales, sometimes we drop the ball, is that we don't look at it like that. Okay. And remember, I can say this because I used to work in the sales department. I used to be a director of sales and marketing, a sales manager, all that stuff. Okay. So we have to include them in our meetings, or we have to go to their meetings. Everybody has a meeting. Every department has a meeting, right? Housekeeping has a meeting once a month. Okay. Just like the front desk or engineering or whoever. Shouldn't a sales associate go to those meetings and say, hey, we appreciate what you do. We have this group coming in. And so it's important that we, do our best, and we do this, we do that. We go out of our way to assist us, because at the end of the day, we want them to come back. How many salespeople go to the housekeeping meeting and let them know that they are more than just cleaning rooms? Okay. They are a valued associate. They're the reason why people tend to come back. Okay. We have to let them know that. And we do the same thing for other departments as well. But what I'm saying is sales needs to take the lead on this and make sure they attend all these monthly meetings. Make sure they're included, make sure they got a seat at the table, right? And let people know that, hey, we appreciate what you guys do. You guys are part of this team. You're in sales. You may not think it, but you're in sales. So whatever you do affects, repeat business. Either we're going to get it again or not. Okay. And a lot of times it comes down to that. Okay. So I had to say that, right? So number one, every interaction sells your brand. From the valet and front desk to housekeeping and engineering, every associate influences the guest perception of the hotel. Ask yourself, was the front desk welcoming? Did housekeeping greet guests in the hallway? That stuff is important. Did engineering respond quickly when there was an issue? Did restaurant staff make guests feel valued? The guest doesn't separate departments. They judge the hotel as one team. That's the important thing, right? They're not like, oh, the person in housekeeping, no, they're going to come to the front desk and complain, or either they're going to complain about, they're going to just say the hotel. Well, somebody did this or somebody did that. They may distinguish that they're in, well, I was in a restaurant when I saw when this happened, or maybe I was in a hallway, or maybe it happened in my room. Okay, yeah, they will be able to distinguish that. But a lot of times they just lump everybody into one category. This didn't get done. Okay. That's how it happens, right? So let's just make sure that we're doing everything that we can so the guest doesn't separate departments. They judge the hotel as one team. Number two, every associate influences future business. I just mentioned that. Meeting planners are always observing. They notice associate attitudes, teamwork, cleanliness, response times, whether staff seems happy and engaged. I was just I don't know if you guys see these things. I do these things it's called Hospitality Unplugged. Okay, where I've interviewed people, had conversation with people. They can be meeting planners, they can be hotel people, they can be destination people, right? And I happened to have a conversation with someone who was a meeting planner. And I asked her, I said, what separates one hotel from the next? Or what do you look for from a hotel? Is it the hotel? Is it the rooms? Is it the service? Is it the meeting space? And she said, and she mentioned, she goes, the devil's in the detail. We look at how people, how warmly we're being greeted. Okay. Because she said, normally, hotel, and they only use like 4-diamond and 5-diamond hotels. So those are the top of the top, right? And she said, normally it's not like a cleanliness issue. It's always an issue of how they were treated. Okay. Were they, were people warm and fuzzy, or were they cold and rude? Okay. She said, those are the details that they look for. Like from the valet to the front desk, to the concierge, to the, the room attendant, to the server in the restaurant. They're looking for all those people to be, overly friendly, right? Doing their job, not just doing their job, but they're doing their job and they're happy about it, right? You can tell if someone's happy or not, right? So she went on to say the devil is in the detail, how our groups are being treated. And I thought that was the greatest thing. I'm like, you're absolutely right. Damn, I love that. So yeah, every associate influences future business, and that will dictate if they're going to come back. Okay, are they going to come back? Well, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, right? One exceptional interaction can strengthen a relationship. One poor interaction can make a planner think twice about bringing the group back. Remember, a planner isn't just evaluating the meeting space, they're evaluating the entire operation. Okay, so you got to remember that. And number three, see, we're almost done here. Didn't I tell you it wasn't going to take that long? Every associate creates brand ambassadors. Hospitality isn't about completing tasks, it's about creating experiences people want to talk about. When a guest says, the front desk remember my name, the banquet team went above and beyond, engineering fixed the problem in minutes, housekeeping made me feel at home. Those aren't just compliments, they're marketing. Those stories get shared with colleagues, clients, and fellow meeting professionals. And in our industry, recommendations are one of the most powerful drivers of future business. Okay, so all that stuff matters when it comes back to future business. So, in closing, the next time someone tells you they're not in sales because they work in housekeeping, engineering, accounting, or food and beverage, remind them of this: every smile sells, every interaction sells, every associate sells. Boom! Drop the mic. So, there you go. There you go. Long after the contract is signed, it's your people who determine whether that client returns. There you go. I ain't got nothing else to say. Let me drop the phone, okay? Because that's it, right? So no, that's it. So I just wanted to share that with you. Hopefully that didn't take as long as I think it did. But what time is it? Oh, 30 minutes. Yeah, I'm normally about 25, 30 minutes on these things. So we're good, right? We're good. So any comments at all? Let's just check just to make sure. Feel free to make your comments. If you're on Instagram, that's fine. If you're on LinkedIn, YouTube, or Facebook, you can make your comments as well. So I'm gonna check one more time. I don't see any other comments. Craig is gone, so he's at the beach with the pup. Marsha is there. Marsha's getting ready for the reunion. Okay, and I don't see anything else from Miss Hatchet. Hatchet. Let's see if there's any other comments that came in after that. Nope, did not. Okay, so there you go. So I thank you guys so much. Once again, I'm Russell of Hotels, Russell L. Edmond. I do this daily check-in Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Daily check-ins normally take about 25, 30 minutes, depending on how much information I want to share that day and how many questions, how much interaction, because I love interaction. So don't think that, I would cut anyone off. No, I'm just like, hey, if you have questions, if you're interacting, that's a good thing. But this live video the replay will be available forever. Okay. So if you're on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, it's going to be there. I don't delete these because I think it's good information that I put out. Hopefully it is to you. But, and I try to break it down as to, if you're not in hotels, you still understand it, right? If you're not in hospitality, you still get it, because a lot of people still stay. They may not have worked in the industry, but guess what? They stay in hotels, right? They make reservations. They deal with guests. I mean, not deal with guests. They deal with employees or associates. Okay, they maybe had a bad time at a hotel. Maybe they had to, take it, escalate it up the ladder. So it's important that they even know how to navigate things, or if they have questions, who should they talk to? Who should they call? How should they handle this? And I'm here for all those kind of things, all those kind of questions. It's not about me spewing out this information because I've worked in 14 different hotels over 25, 30 years. No. It's because I'm here to help as well, right? So if that's from a marketing perspective, if that's from a operational perspective, if a guest has some issues, someone I know, or I don't necessarily have to know you, but say somebody came on here and say, hey, I have this issue with this hotel. How do I handle it? Boom. I'm here to assist you. So that's what it's all about, right? So it's kind of even the playing field. So this is not about, the experts in hotels. No, we're on the novice level. If you don't know anything about hotels, maybe you stayed at a couple of hotels, you don't know how to handle certain things, or maybe you've been recently been put in charge of planning meetings and all that kind of stuff, and you don't even know where to start. Okay, that's fine. Reach out to me and I will get you set up. I'll let you know how to do it, right? Or I can help you myself, one of the two, right? So that's what it's all about, right? So that is it. Thank you guys so much for joining this daily check-in. Remember, tomorrow's Thursday, so that means another daily check-in with Russell of Hotels. So until then, let me just check one more time to make sure no one's over there. That is it. No one's there. So anyway, you guys have a great day. Have a great afternoon. Be safe and be nice to people. Okay? Peace.